Have you ever spent like an hour just scrolling? News feeds, social media, work updates, whatever. And then you close your laptop and feel like, wait, did I actually learn anything useful? I know I have. It's that constant digital hum, right? Like drinking from a fire hose sometimes. It's a real challenge, especially if you try to stay genuinely informed. So today we're doing a deep dive into something that promises to, cut through that noise. It's called A01, your personal news agent. And our mission here is to explore how this tool aims to turn that information overload feeling into something more like tailored insights delivered right to you. Okay, so let's unpack this. A01's co-founder, Shengkun, he actually described this exact frustration, talking about jumping between tech news sites, ex LinkedIn, spending an hour or more, and just feeling, completely unrewarded for all that effort. It's a struggle I think a lot of us recognize. That big effort, but little to show for it.
It really is, and it's more than just the lost time, isn't it? What's really fascinating, I think, is how that constant sifting adds to our cognitive load. It's all the mental energy you burn just filtering out the junk, which leaves less brain power for actually understanding things or thinking critically. And in fields that move super fast, or if you're trying to follow complex research, that load can become genuinely debilitating. It makes it harder to see what's really important. We crave curated knowledge, right? But doing the curating ourselves is just exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, that paints a really clear picture of the problem.
Yeah.
So given that digital exhaustion, how does A01 actually step in? How does it become your personal news agent? From what I understand, the way it works sounds pretty simple on the surface. You basically just tell it what topics or industries or even specific research areas you want to track. And you can get really niche with it, apparently.
Precisely. And then A01 does the heavy lifting for you. It's not just scanning a few common websites either. No, it's digging through literally thousands of credible sources. We're talking big names like The Verge, TechCrunch, The New York Times, The Guardian.
Okay, the usual suspects.
Right, but also things like Hacker News, and then deep into academic databases like Kim's, IEE, Nature, Frontiers. What's really impressive isn't just the number of sources, but the type of sources, the depth.
Right.
It's constantly scanning, and then every few hours, it delivers a fresh batch of articles right to your dashboard, stuff that's relevant to you.
What I find really interesting here is how people are already using it, the early users. It seems like they're really pushing it beyond just like a standard news feed. They're using it for incredibly specific things. For example, some are tracking real-time updates in fast-moving sectors, AI, crypto, fintech.
The hot topics.
Yeah, exactly. But others are going deep into research papers, like specific areas of physics or machine learning or even HIV research. And of course, tracking market movements across different sectors seems popular too. It really feels like it molds to whatever your specific intellectual hunger is.
That adaptability is key, I think. It says a lot about its potential. I mean, think about trying to manually connect the dots between a new paper on RSev and a breaking story on TechCrunch, and maybe a market shift you're watching.
Right, that takes serious effort.
A lot of effort. And that's the kind of synthesis A01 is trying to automate, turning what would be hours of jumping around into one sort of cohesive, personalized stream of information. It goes beyond just collecting links. It's aiming for a kind of active intelligence, giving you a more holistic view.
Absolutely. Now, something came up during their product hunt launch. A user asked about fact-checking. It's not built in right now, but the maker, Wenjun, did say it was a very interesting idea they might explore.
And that points to a bigger discussion, doesn't it, about what we expect from these AI information tools. 801 seems to be setting itself apart not by, say, generating content or doing automated fact checks itself, but by focusing squarely on the reading and consumption experience. So unlike maybe a large language model that you ask to summarize something or do a specific task, A01 is designed for a smoother reading flow, features like saving articles for later, keeping that curated stream going, making sure the sources are comprehensive.
Right.
It's more about helping you process the information effectively rather than just gathering it or boiling it down. And this raises a really important question for all of us, I think. What kind of control do we actually want over our digital reading?
Yeah, and that really gets to the heart of A01's vision, doesn't it? To give you back genuine control over what you read in this, let's face it, often overwhelming information world, empowering you to stay informed without that constant digital struggle we talked about. So what does this all really mean for us? Well, ultimately, A01 seems to promise a much more personalized, much more efficient way to stay on top of the information that genuinely matters to you. without getting buried by everything else.
Exactly. And this development, it makes you wonder, right? As these truly personalized muse agents get smarter, get more sophisticated, how might they actually redefine our whole relationship with information? Will they make us, more deeply informed, more specialized in our chosen niches? Or is there a risk that this hyper-personalization could, maybe inadvertently, make us too selective, perhaps narrowing our perspectives without us even realizing it?
That's a really fascinating thought to leave things on, and it encourages you, listening right now, to maybe reflect on your own information habits in this age of just endless data streams. Are you truly in control of what you consume? Or is the noise still sort of dictating where your focus goes? Something to think about.